Hello and welcome back to this series on Hex's Arena, and today we're going to look at probably one of the best budget decks you can get. So this is what's often called the Army of Moth deck. You can see I call it Heal Fast. The champion we're using is Gozzog, who for 2 charges lets you deal 1 damage to a champion and gain health. So the important bit here is usually the health gain, because this deck is all about health gain. So the key card is the Ethereal healer over here, and the rest kind of works towards it. So let's go through it one by one. You can see it's a Blood Diamond deck, and we've got a few Shards of Retribution to help out the thresholds a little bit. So that's an uncommon card, it's not too hard to pick up, but it's not really necessary. Adamanthian Scrivener is a common, so I'm going to explain why this is such a good budget deck, because all the cards in it are either commons, uncommons, or cards you can pick up easily farming the the campaign. Adamanthian Scrivener, this is the AA version, is a 1/1 for 1. When it enters play under your control or another troop, gain health. I'm not using his gloves because we have other gloves in the slot, but you could, if you wanted, to gain 2 health. Now, the Hunger of the Mountain God is a really good card. This is an orc that you get from doing the campaign with an orc. When a champion is still damaged, it gets +1/+1, and it's usually a 1/1 for 2. It also has its weapon, the Axe, Hungering Battle Axe, equipped. They also have a basic ability. Once per turn, you can make them deal 3 damage to you and give them Rage 1. Obviously, when they deal damage to you, a champion's been dealt damage, so they also get +1/+1. So you can make them grow pretty far out of control. The vest gives them crush, which is also useful, but I'm using a different slot there, so we'll get to that when we get to it. I'm using the Ardent Recruiter's one. He has a 1/3 for 2. Whenever you play an Ardent troop, he gets +1/+1 with his equip, and he's also giving all my Ardent troops -1 cost. So the Hunger of the Mountain God's Ardent, the Righteous Paladin's Ardent, the Brawler's Ardent, and the Paladin of Necropolis is Underwealth, so he doesn't get a cost reduction. I'm not sure if Ardent Recruiter is the best thing to use in this slot. Maybe we could change this to his vest so that he gets crushed, which is really useful, and swap the Ardent Recruiter out for something else. But this is the kind of general version that I think King Gabriel was the one who originally posted this, so we'll go through the original version first before thinking about tweaks. Righteous Paladin, this is one of the key cards. Whenever you gain health, he gets +1/+1, and his equip means that whenever he is dealt damage, you gain health equal to the damage dealt. So obviously then he's gaining health, so you'll get another +1/+1. Bloodsoaked Brawler is a 2-cost 0/1 with Rage 1 that can't be blocked by troops with attack less than it. We're using her gloves so that she instead has Rage 2. That means that she very quickly becomes unblockable. Now here's the key card, like I said. So Ardent Recruiter you can also get in the campaign from defeating the Ardent Dungeon. Paladin and Brawler are both uncommons, you have to pick up in the auction house. Ethereal Healer you can get in the campaign. She's a 2/3 of life drain. Before the start of the game, if she's in your deck, you gain health. She's also got her boots, which gives you a 5% chance whenever you gain health to put her straight into play from your deck, hand or crypt. Now since we're running all 4 of these, that means you've got 4 life drain triggers before the game even starts, which will all trigger their boots. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 gains of life, so 4 triggers for each of them. So that's 16 triggers at 5% chance for each trigger. So if you work out 95% to the power of 16, you'll get 1 minus that, the chance of how many Ethereal healers you start the game with, and they can attack from turn 1, which is really good. Kiss of the Princess, this is another card you can get in campaign. You have to get this by defeating the Sea Hag and reverting her princess, and then she'll give you a reward. Well, reverting the frog to change it back into princess. But if this is in your game, in your hand at the start of the game, you get a random human with cost 1, which isn't all that important, but it does give a troop +2/+2 and life drain. So you want to try and get this on either your Paladins or your Hungers of the Mountain God, because then they'll just grow out of control. So if this gets life drain, whenever you use its ability, it'll deal 3 damage to you and gain 3 life, so you instantly gain the life back. Blood Roar is similar, this one's quick though, and it gives a troop +1/+1 in life drain, but with its hood you can target 2 troops with it, so getting life drain and everything. And finally the Paladin of the Necropolis, another uncommon, so when you gain health, each person champion loses 1 health. So every time we're gaining health, this guy triggers, they lose more health. So overall, put it all together, you gain a lot of health, you deal a lot of damage directly, and you make some of your troops really big and just attack in. So like I say, I think this is just the kind of generic version. You could make a few changes to it, like maybe we don't need 8 health lifelink giving cards, life drain, sorry. Maybe we don't need these Ardent Recruiters, in which case we could give him his crush equip, but this seems fine, so let's have a look at how well it does in Arena. Skip the intro, and we need to find the right deck. Like I say, I call it Heal Fast, which is this one. No, it's not that one, the one under that. So the kind of basic of this deck is the kind of twin Paladin deck, so Paladin of Righteousness and Paladin of Necropolis together. plus as many life drain things as you can get. So we're against the Blood Sphinx. Maybe we can get a doubled up Kiss of the Princess or Blood Ore in our starting hand, which would be nice. We'll skip tier 1 again because tier 1 doesn't give you much. I've used the Gozzog sleeves since they kind of go together. Oh, we got a free healer, so we'll go first. And that hand looks good enough to keep. Kiss of the Princess is in the opening hand, so it triggers, and we get a free Adamanthian Scrivener. That's amazing. He triggered because he gained health, which gave me another healer. And we will target, what should we target? Let's target the Kiss of the Princess, because it just makes things bigger. And because this was in my play from the start, I can attack with it even from turn 1. Oh, and it brought another one out. So you can see how this deck gets very quickly out of control. So it's turn 1, and I've already got 4 troops on board. Oh, there's a Paladin. Shame we don't have the double diamond, or we'd be able to play him immediately. But we'll get an Ardent Recruiter out. And just swing for everything. I don't think he's going to be able to get up to his kill spells quickly enough to win here. I'll save off Gozzog until I've got like some actual use from it. I guess we'll just play that thing to pump up the Recruiter. Let's swing with everything. He's dropped down to 3. So I mean, it does give me a chance to get the last healer out, but that doesn't really seem worth it. We'll just wait until we can get this Paladin out. Oh, he's going to kill one thing. That's not really good enough. So yeah, we win here. Oh, and there's another Scrivener. This is a Christmassy one. And there's the final healer. So yeah. This is kind of what we're aiming for in every game. We'd like to start out with healers in play. We'd like to then just beat face a lot. So against this Wild Rue Dancer, I can get extra healers, which is amazing. Do we start with healers in play? We start with 1 healer, so that's pretty good. Looks like it's a good hand as well, so we'll keep that. And our Kiss triggers and gives us a Cerulean Grand Strategist. We'll get more healers, just so we get more chance to get them out. Oh, may as well start the Shard of Retribution. I'll get the double diamond so that in case I happen to get my Righteous Paladin, we can play him. And let's see if my Ethereal healer can bring out another one. No? Oh well. It's only 5% chances triggering at this point rather than 16. So Real Root Dancer leads with a Rose line that's going to keep getting bigger. So here we can drop down an Ardent Recruiter, which lets us get out that Scrivener for free. And these are all getting triggered by the Cerulean Grand Strategist, so I can exhaust the opposing troops if I need to. Now these are 0 cost, he'll affect every card I play, which is pretty nice. So we can get this Ardent Recruiter out first, which will let me get these 2 out for free. Which will pump up all my Ardent Recruiters and gain health off my Scrivener. Now we'll trigger him to make him bigger. Swing of everything. If it wants to block the Rose line, that's fine. It does want to kill off that thing. I mean, it could have exhausted it. But you can see my hunger is going to get even bigger there, and even bigger there. So it looks like we probably win this next turn. He's only got 1 more blocker, which isn't really going to be enough. And we've got another Kiss, though we don't really need it. So I'll put it on the hunger just to show you how it works. Put it on that, and now if I trigger him, he's going to gain me back the life that he deals, which will trigger all my life gaining stuff again, so like the healers and things. And there's too much here for him to block. So we win. Okay. So like you see, it's a very fast deck, it's pretty consistent usually, and it's very cheap to build, which is what's so good about this deck really. Up against the Zodiac Shaman, who doesn't usually pose much of a problem. You can hit some issues with this deck if you happen to get all your stuff killed, I guess. Like Zarlox with Tarantulas. I guess we'll keep that. So we don't have an Ethereal healer in play this time. This hand's a little bit floody, but we do have a Paladin who's one of the best cards in the deck. And we're only against the Zodiac Shaman, so we should hopefully be fine. Although, still flooding out a little bit with extra shards. There's a living totem. Ooh, and a Blood Aura, that's excellent. I'll be able to give my Paladin life drain, so then he'll gain health when he deals damage and when he takes damage thanks to his equip. And he'll just get really big, hopefully. He's given life drain to his totem, and he's swinging, so we can't really block there. Ooh, there's the other Paladin, so we'll just drop this kind of Paladin first, I think. Because now whenever I gain health, it will trigger off this Paladin, which will do extra damage. And next turn I can drop the Blood Aura and pump up both my guys. If he wants to attack with his totem, I can happily block with my Paladin. He decides not to. Oh, and we've hit a Hunger of the Mountain God. I would really kind of like to get the Blood Aura on him. So, yeah, let's wait a turn. We will gain a life to pump up the Paladin. I suppose he'll probably double block if I swing with my Paladin, so I'll just wait a turn, and then I can hopefully use the Blood Aura to good effect. And yeah, AI is not being very smart with its living totems, it's just giving them life drain over and over, which doesn't really do anything. I suppose we can use Blood Aura on the 2 hungers at this point. And then I can do this one to gain some health. And do this one to gain some health. And then swing with everything. Which gains me more health, which will make this guy bigger, and it triggers the Paladin, which will deal some more damage. You're going to use your Zodiac power, you're going to play one more troop. I don't think you've got enough at this point, so you kind of have to block my big guys. I can do this to deal a damage and pump everything, and do this one to deal damage and pump everything, and do this one to deal a damage and pump everything. And we'll kiss this one, because why not? And drop the Ethereal here. Now all of these have life drains, so worst comes to worst, I'm dealing 4 damages from the Paladin, and he can't possibly block everything. So yeah, he's very dead. Okay, we're up against the Warbot, so this is a little bit of an issue. So you can see I'm not really running any artifacts, so Warbot can wipe my entire board again and again. So you've got to be a little bit careful against him. We either don't want to overextend, or we want to go so hard and fast that he can't do anything. He's also annoying that he voids your troops, so your healers don't get to come back. Usually one of the best things about this deck, I guess that's okay. We do need another diamond, but we're going to get 2 humans to start off with. Ooh, and they're both Wounded War Heroes, that's excellent. I guess we'll lead with the Scrivener then to pump them up. So as I was saying, the best thing about this deck is when your healers die, they can often just come back from the crypt when you gain health. So you can be happy about letting your healers trade into stuff that you wouldn't normally be. Ugh, he does have a charge bot. It's kind of annoying. I guess he'll probably block one of the Wounded War Heroes, would be sensible. And, ooh, we got a healer into play. Let's save our Gozzog power. It might give us another healer, but it's probably better to save it for these Paladins. And I'll save the Paladins for after he's blown up the world. I guess we could play the Ardent Recruiter. Is he likely to blow up the world next turn? I don't think so. I think he's probably got at least one more turn. So we will get him out. In which case it's probably better to... Oh, well, we got the healer anyway, so I guess we don't need to try for the last healer. The question is whether he's got enough robots in hand to get to 10 charges. He does not, so it looks like we win. Excellent. So now I could go full overkill and drop both Paladins, since he has nothing to stop this board. And now my Wounded War Hero is really big. And my Ardent Recruiter is big as well. So yeah, easy peasy. So sometimes, like say, Warbot can be an annoyance. And Zarlux, you're the other one who can be an annoyance. Zarlux is one of the few enemies who runs an extinction, which kind of wrecks you. So again, try not to overextend against Zarlux. Just play out enough stuff that you're winning. The issue is that he also has his Tarantulas. We're going to start with a healer in play, which is good there. Oh, and we've got a lot of Paladins in hand, that seems good as well. He is going to get his free command tower, so all his troops will be bigger. His spiders and whatnot. Let's see how far we can go before he gets Tarantulas. Tarantula isn't as much of a problem with Zarlux. Ooh, let's do the Recruiter first, shall we? It's maybe a little bit greedy. Perhaps we should have gone Paladin first. Oh, we got another healer out there. So I think we can probably just try and race before he gets to extinction, since he hasn't played anything. Do you get a Tarantula? Nope, just a Bloodsoaked Brawler. So we can get either all 3 Paladins out, or we can get the blood. I guess we'll hold back a little bit. We'll just play 2 Paladins. That should be enough to win, unless he has mass board clear. I'm going going to gain 2 lots of life there, which will pump up the Paladins. We'll gain another lot there, which will pump up the Paladins again. So, looking pretty good here, and he can't possibly Extinction next turn. He does have a Brood Creeper. He's not going to use his Charge Power though, because he can't quite use it yet. Do we want to just play everything out? Do we have enough to win if we do that? So I can make these guys 6/6. If I do everything, they're very big. And the Ardent creature is also very big. Let's just go for it. Let's just make everything as big as possible. So every troop I play is gaining me health from the Scrivener, which is pumping up the Paladins. It's going to pump him up a little bit more. And the Ardent creature is getting bigger because I'm playing Ardent troops. So he has to block one of these, and he's taking way too much damage to survive. Yeah, so that's the other way to beat Extinction. Just go so fast that you kill them before they get to it. And that was a boss with a Hogarth challenge, so we get an extra reward. We're also going to get a Hogarth challenge at some point in this tier, which means we might even end up having 2 Hogarth buffs for the tier 3 boss. We get to go first, which is always good, and we get a healer, which is, oh, we get 2 healers, oh, we get 3 healers. So sometimes you just get ridiculous starts like this where it's, oh, 3 healers and 2 humans. I won't say no to that. Oh, and they're Scriveners. So, yeah, Hero of Adamant is in a bit of a pickle. Let's see if we can get that last healer out. So yeah, he probably thinks that's unfair. I've attacked him for 6 before he's even had a turn. Oh, we've got a Blood Aura, but we can't quite pair it yet. We are going to get this Hunger of the Mountain God out there. And that's just going to probably run away with the game. Yeah, that's now 7/7. We did get the final healer, so there's no real point using this Gozzog power yet. Let's see if we get anything even better. He's just got a single Highlands Magus. He does have the Krakengard Sea Priest ability. That's not going to help you. Kind of looks like I might have won this one, I'm afraid, my friend. Let's just do everything we can, shall we? I can even exhaust the Highlands Magus thanks to the Cerulean Grand Strategy ability, which means my Bloodsoaked Brawler is going to hit for massive overkill damage. And we're up against Ruby Enchantress, so she has burn spells. She might have something like a Heat Wave, which could deal with Paladins and so on before I get them pumped up. So, a few things to watch out for against her. Let's see if we start off with any healers. Oh, we don't. That's a shame. You can't always start with them, but I think you do have a better than 50%. We've got a Hunger of the Mountain God, so I think we'll keep this. And we've also got a Kiss of the Princess. Oh, and it made us a Scrivener. That's probably the best thing she can make in this deck, because it's extra chances to get your healers out and buff all your troops. Should we lead Paladin or should we lead Hunger? I think I want to lead the Paladin. So Paladin will be a 3/3 as soon as I drop it, which is out of range of a lot of her burn spells. Yep, and she did indeed have burn, which would have killed off the Hunger of the Mountain God. She might have a Crackling Bolt here, which would be a little bit annoying. Let's hope she doesn't. She's made another ruby thing. Well, it looks like she hasn't got it. I guess we'll attack first. Okay, kind of wanted her to see if she had a... I don't know what I was expecting there. Let's just play the Admin Recruiter. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. I was thinking to myself, if she plays a quick burn spell for 3, I can pump it in response and make her waste the spell. But she's unlikely to get that, because I don't think she has any quick burn spells for 3, so we could have done extra damage there. Looks like it's not really going to matter there. So now I can Blood Aura these 2. Deal some damage and gain some health. Oh, got another healer. Just swing for lots. Is she dead? She's dead. That is exact damage, so the extra damage last turn missed didn't matter at all. Would have been a little bit annoying if we had to take an extra turn due to missed damage, but looks like we had just enough. Okay, Minari Sensei. The tunneling troop enemy. Oh, we're starting with a heal. We're starting with 2 healers. Excellent. 2 healers and a lot of shards. I guess we can try that again. It's not an exciting hand. It's a little bit better. We get a Bloodsoaked Brawler on 2, then we can Blood Aura it and hopefully make it unblockable. Munario doesn't tend to play many big troops, at least not early, so Bloodsoaked Brawler can probably quickly become completely unblockable. He doesn't have his petal, wounded petal guy that he sometimes starts with, so I guess we will just get the Brawler out. Oh, and we've got another healer, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're one short of lethal. But we have Gozzog power, so I guess that is lethal. Exactly lethal. Nice. Did I do my maths right? I did do my maths right. Yeah. Was that a turn 3 victory? I think that was a turn 3 victory. So this deck is pretty fast, like I said, and very cheap, which is what it's so good for. We don't have a Hogarth challenge yet, so we might end up with the Hogarth challenge against the boss again, which is kind of the worst time to get a Hogarth challenge, since if you lose to the boss, you have to refight the boss, and the boss will get the Hogarth challenge again. So it makes everything a much tougher. Either that or we'll get the Hogarth challenge here. Seems a fine hand, but we're not going to start off with a healer. Maybe the Scriveners can get some out. And we also don't have the double diamond for a Paladin of Righteousness, but it looks fine other than that. Going to get a Bloodsoaked Brawler out, and she can start getting bigger. She does obviously start with a little bit of a handicap, since we are against the Eldritch Streamer, and he gives all non-flyers -1 attack. No point attacking with the Scrivener. He's not playing anything. I wonder if he's got a Time Ripple. Time Ripple would be kind of annoying, especially if he does it in response to this Blood Aura. But we'll just have to hope. Oh, he does. But he's hit the wrong troop. So I guess he's done that because the Adamanthian Scrivener actually has more attack at this point. So it's a good job we did that before we attacked, because then he'd see the Bloodsoaked Brawler as the real threat. So when in general you don't really want to play your healers, because they come into play for 3 so often. He's done his Buccaneer. That's a bit of an issue. So the AI at the moment is slightly bugged in that it doesn't use the Buccaneer ever. He should have used this to bounce the Brawler. I don't know when I think it was like with the latest patch that the AI forgot how to use Buccaneers. But we won't complain, since it's helping us win this game. My Brawler is quickly becoming too big for anything he can deal with. It's doing an extra 2 damage every turn. I guess we'll play the healer at this point. I suppose we could have used the Gozzog power first if we got a 3, but it doesn't really matter because I don't have anything else to do with this mana. There's another Buccaneer, so he would have been able to keep my Brawler back every single turn if he was playing properly. We might even have lost this game, but as it is, we have easily won. So yeah, we are relying a little bit on AI bugs there. And we didn't get the Hogarth challenge yet, so it looks like we are going to get it against Yurig, who's the 3rd tier boss this time round. I think the scariest thing Yurig does is play his ingenuity into charge power and end up with 2 3/3s and a 1/1 for free. So let's hope he doesn't do that. That's a terrible hand, and we're not starting with any Ethereal guys, which is a bit of a pain. I guess we can keep that though. We've got 2 princesses in the opening hand, and we're starting with an extra 5 health. I think that extra 5 health can trigger Ethereal Callers, but we actually had a bug and we didn't get the 5 health, so Hogarth is slightly bugged at the moment, which is annoying. The Ancestors Chosen's a problem, so Kiss of the Princess is usually good, except when it makes Ancestors Chosen's. That's going to fill my deck with Sapphire cards that I can't play, so we kind of want it to die. If Yurik could kill off the Ancestors Chosen, we'd be quite happy. And that's his VB, it's got Life Drain. So I might just attack the Ancestors Chosen into it, because I really don't want my deck getting filled up with useless junk. Yeah, thanks Yurik. Don't want to draw Sapphire cards. Bertram Crowgraven's going to give all his robots +1/+1, so he's going to start gaining life. That's not fair, I'm the one who's meant to be gaining life, and now he's using his charge power. Okay, there's a Bloodsoaked Brawler. I think we'll go for the Bloodsoaked Brawler. If we get the Kiss of the Princess on it, she can be really big. And hard for him to deal with, hopefully. There's a Gearsmith. What are you going to go and look for? So, that looks like a fairly free block. I don't think Yurik plays any Pump or Burn, except for that. Construction Plans Rocket. So yeah, I think we'll just make our Bloodsoaked Brawler really big. And we'll be cracking in for an extra 2 damage every turn. We might have to start jumping with this Shield Trainer, but we're probably going to be gaining enough life from the Brawler that it doesn't matter at some point. Actually, I can just kill off the Gearsmith, can't I? That seems like a silly attack. We can take the 6 over there. Oh, Robotic Rapture, you're going to bring back all your robots. Shame you don't have any. Whoops. So I'm going to put her out of range of this construction plans, because she's clearly my win con at the moment. And I don't want her just to be crank rocketed to death. I'm going to get the Paladin of the Necropolis down soon, and at that point there's not much he can do. Oh, he's got a Marth, the Theory Crafter, so he can do an extra 2 damage every turn to us. But soon our Brawler will be completely out of his range. Let's get down this Paladin. Let's get down this Brawler. Are we going to get any of our Ethereal healers at all this game? Maybe not. Swing in for 10, gain 10 health. Okay, he's made his other 6/6 and readied all his stuff, and he's made his deal 5 damage. So he'll probably blow up my Paladin of the Necropolis, since it's the scariest thing. Yeah, he does do that. Wise choice, and he's made his 4/4 with speed. What's he coming in for here? 22. Ouch, that's a lot. We can block that for free though. And I think we might want to chump one of these 4/4s. Maybe we don't need to do that, but we will anyway. Ardent Recruiter, we can play that. We can Blood Aura this guy and this guy. Yeah. Track in for 12 and gain 12 health. Hope we're going to survive this. We'll do an extra 1 damage. And I think we've got enough chump blockers to live. Even if his Master Theory Crafter dealing 8 damage, basically a turn. He's only going to come in for 12, which we don't need to block. So I think we've got this one. That VB got really big. So I can deal extra damage, which I don't really need to. We'll pump up these guys, which again we don't really need to, because we're attacking in for 15 unblockable here. Bloodsoaked Brawler got there, so yeah. Sometimes you get longer matches like that, so you can see the main issue there was we didn't get any of our Ethereal healers, but we did get 2 perfect heals, which is good. Now, against the Avalanche Giant, you really want to start with an Ethereal healer. Starting with an Ethereal healer is basically an instant win against him, because he can't deal with it, it will just grow out of control. Do we get any? Do we get any? Looks like we don't get any, that's a shame. We do have Righteous Paladin early. Oh, and a human, so I guess this is good enough to keep. We need our blood, but hopefully he doesn't have his... Oh, he does not, so our Wounded War Hero might even win this on its own. Oh, he does have a burn. Okay, fair enough. I'd rather he get burned than something else though, like the Righteous Paladin. Oh, and he's got his gas troll. No, at least he's pumping it up now when it's a waste. So we'll go for the Ardent Recruiter first, because if I happen to get a blood, I can then drop all my troops at once. Otherwise, I can just drop the Paladin. Oh, does he have a way of pumping it again? He is going to attack, which is scary. That means he's probably got something. Let's block it and see what he's got. Maybe he's got nothing. Okay, it was a bluff. It was a bluff! Don't you try and bluff me like that. So hopefully the Ardent Recruiter can now get out of his burn range. Oh, he's going to gain a bunch of health. I'd really like to get the Kiss of the Princess onto this Righteous Paladin. If I get another shard... Yeah, there we go. So now the Paladin can gain health just by swinging. It'll pump itself like twice. So it should become a 6/6 after this. And then it's pretty much out of Avalanche Giant's control to do anything now. The Hogarth challenge didn't go off properly then. It's meant to give him... Ooh, Scrivener, sure. It's meant to give him... Oh, and there's a healer, which triggers the Scrivener again, which triggers the Paladin again. It's meant to give him an Oracle Song. Finally got the words up, and it didn't. So he's... I don't think it would have helped him though, since he doesn't seem to be playing anything anyway. Okay, you got a Rhino, that's cool. Gonna pump your Rhino for no reason, because it wears off at the end of turn. Well, what you gonna do about this? You kind of have to block my Righteous Paladin, and that means my Ardent Recruiter is lethal. Yep, and we end up to 54 health or so. So, Avalanche Giant can be an issue, especially if he goes first. Ah, Emberspire Witch. Okay, this is the enemy which is designed to counter your deck. So, her power, her passive power, is that champions can't gain health, which kind of shuts off what we're doing. So we're just going to have to try and beat her down with other ways. Starting out with a 1-1 is fine, because we can give it +1/+1. She might have a way of killing it, like a burn spell, because she runs a lot of burn spells. But yeah, Adamanthian Scrivener's a lot worse when he doesn't gain health. Righteous Paladin's a lot worse when I can't gain health. At least they do pump the Wounded War Hero still. So we're just going to have to switch to an aggressive deck and hope that using Kiss to pump up our troops is enough. Do you have a Heatwave? She doesn't have a Heatwave, so she doesn't have her scariest things here yet. Let's go for the Brawler, since, like I say, we just want to try and be aggressive against her. We're not going to gain any health anyway, so the Paladin's just a vanilla 2-2. This is kind of like a 2-2 that grows, so it's even better. There's a Rage Fire, she kills off the Brawler, that's the right target. Oh, we got a Hunger of the Mountain God, so we will play him out. Now, he's a bit risky to use his charge power, but I'm ahead of her on life so much that I think it's okay. We'll try and take him out of burn range. There we go. Now he's going to get another +2/+2. So this Hunger should just run away with the game on its own. This is one of the best aggressive cards in Blood. Her power pumps my Hunger up, and yeah, her burn spells weren't enough to deal with him, so we win. He's already got Rage, so I just need to swing. Oh no, he's lethal. Okay, so Witch isn't really too bad because her deck isn't quite good enough to cope with you anyway, but she does, like I say, turn off nearly all of your cards and effects, so she turns off all your most broken stuff. Ballistics Expert, he's a little bit annoying sometimes, especially if he starts with War Machinists, because he can ping off your stuff before you get to grow them. This would be good with a few more shards. I think we're going to have to mulligan that. Nah, that's keepable. We haven't got any Ethereal healers, which is annoying. Oh, he's got his War Machinist. Okay, fair enough. So, War Machinist will just probably kill off my Adamanthian Scrivener, but I can't not play it. Maybe it'll bring out a healer. Nope. So, we've got to hope he doesn't have an artifact, really. Do you have an artifact? He does, he's got a spam bot. So, War Machinist kills the Scrivener and deals 2 direct damage to me and swings in for another 1. There's a healer, which isn't doing much in hand. Okay, Bloodsoaked Brawler. Again, we've got to hope that he doesn't have an artifact. If he doesn't have an artifact, the Brawler might be able to win on its own. There's a second War Machinist and an artifact. Ugh. So now he can deal 4 direct damage to any of my troops and my face every time he plays an artifact, so that's enough to even kill off my Paladin of the Necropolis, which is not ideal. It's the exact opposite of ideal. Let's get this guy out. I just really hope he doesn't have an artifact. So he can put his... Oh, there's an artifact, so bye-bye Paladin of the Necropolis. Oh, War Machinist, you are so broken. Sometimes. Okay. We can do this, we can fight back here. Ardent Recruiter. Righteous Paladin. Deal damage to the face. Pump up the Paladin. And just hope like crazy that he does not have any more artifacts. Those spam bots are getting big. He's going to use that to give Skyguard. Flax Scrapper decides not to sacrifice an artifact, and he decides not to swing. Okay, we have a chance. There's a Kiss of the Princess, that's excellent. He'll deal 2 damage, 1 damage even, which will pump up the Paladin. Let's get the Kiss down here so that the Paladin basically can't be killed anymore. Now we can swing in for 6. I think he probably would mass block it with these 3 guys though, which isn't really what we want. I am going to gain health when it deals damage, but I don't think it would be big enough in time, so let's just sit back and wait. We can't sit back and wait too long, because that can always give lethal, and you can always find artifacts to deal direct damage to my face. There's another one. Ugh. Oh, and he's got lethal on his spam bot. Although he's attacking with it, which is good. So I can kill off this spam bot, or I can kill off a War Machinist. I'm going to go in up to 12 life anyway. I think I have to kill off the biggest thing there. Do I have to kill off the biggest thing, or can I kill that? I'd be taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gaining 6, which puts me on 12. I think I can just about block a War Machinist and survive. And those are the scariest things he plays. Sweet, we got a healer. So it's time for the comeback. I'm going to drop another healer as a blocker. I'm going to pump up the Paladin again. We're going to flipping gain 11 life. Okay, those spam bots are starting to become an issue. Especially with those augmentation bots giving them all the best things. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'd love to kill you, but I can't. It's a 3-4, which is just too big. Okay, the issue now is that that spam bot has all kinds of lethal death touch and is going to kill off whatever I send in to attack it. Maybe he swings with it and I get to double block. No, it's become a 3-5. So my Paladin can kill it, but then I lose my Paladin. So long as it doesn't have Swiss Strike, I might just be forced to trade the Paladin here, which is really annoying. But I can't let that live, can I? Yeah, I think we have to do that. We are at least on a lot of health now. War Machinist untaps Augmentation Bot gives flight to that spam bot, and he uses that thing to pick it up. Okay, there's a Paladin in the Necropolis. So now he can start swinging for 4 turn with flying. These Augmentation Bots are killing me. That's just annoying. Yeah, let's hope we get something good. Stop it. Stop giving him everything. Okay, just kill off this thing. Just kill it straight dead. And I guess we'll gain 2 life somewhere. Over there maybe? Doesn't really matter. Oh, we brought out Healer. He's got a Terror Bot there, which is untapping his Augmentation Bots, and he's going to use them to give more powers to that stupid spam bot. Okay, if he's just going to come in with everything every turn, I suppose we just sit back and hopefully Paladin of the Necropolis will finish him off before that spam bot gets big enough to kill me. Still hasn't got life gain at least. Oh no, not Elimination Specialist. Okay, he's just going to come in with flies, which makes sense. And he's wasted his Elimination Specialist. They're just drawing shards though, which isn't really useful. Maybe I just go in with the healers and try and get more healers back. We didn't get more healers back. Maybe that was a mistake. Stop, stop it, stop it, stop it! Oh, now it's got lethal again. Oh dear. This isn't going so well. Ardent Recruiter is not particularly useful at this point. Yeah, so we're killed off by his flies. Curse you, stupid Augmentation Bot spam bot. And there's nothing we can do about it. Well, gain 1 health back. Yay. So yeah, sometimes that happens. Like I said, his War Machinists early, double War Machinists early is what killed us there. Oh, and we lost our perfect streak. But what can you do? If he hadn't had both those War Machinists, and if he hadn't got lethal onto his stupid spam bot, I think we'd have won that. But getting lethal onto it killed us. Sure, that's keepable. He is going first, which is an issue. Does he have his little 0-1? He does not, so that's okay. He's probably got a 2-1 there. Malice Demon is, again, like Avalanche Chant, one of those ones you really need to be aggressive against, because otherwise he'll very fastly out-aggro you, which is why the life gain helps. Kind of flooding a little bit. Let's hope he can't kill off this Paladin. He's just going to have Rage. Sure, I'll take your 3 damage. Oh, a Kiss of the Princess. Nice. So we get to ping him. Oh, one of my healers came out to play. We'll pump up the Paladin and swing for 6. And I don't think there's much he can do about that. So that's probably the game won. It's not like he plays. Very annoying. Death touch stuff. I guess we can Blood Aura to save that guy, why not? And we're on way too much health for him to deal with. Malice Demon gets aggressive starts, but don't think he can do much here. I guess he does run Reginald, I think, maybe? He certainly runs Taliesin, but I don't think that's going to help him. Oh, we got another kiss. Guess we may as well pump up the healer. Do you want to come out? Nope, the other healer is stuck in my hand. And just rub salt in the wound by doing extra damage there. Pumping up my Paladin. and then we swing for everything. Okay, on to the final boss. Didn't get to see Irenaz this run, and we've lost our perfect streak thanks to that annoying guy. But we're up against Zoltog. So Zoltog, again, plays a very aggressive orc deck. We want to be quick, we want to gain health to stop him, and we want to get our troops to grow big enough to beat his. Him to go first, which is good. Do we get any healers? No, we don't get any healers. That's not so good. We do have a Scrivener. We just need a blood, and this is an amazing hand, so we'll try keeping it. Oh, and we get a free arena brawler. Yay, we actually do get a free arena brawler. Hogarth being nice to us. Don't get to attack with it though, since it kind of came into play on my first turn instead of before my first turn. Oh well. Do we get the blood? We don't, but we get another Scrivener, so that's going to give me double chances to get healers out, because it'll trigger twice. Yep, it got a healer out, which triggers both of them, which gives me more chance to get a healer. Doesn't quite work this time though. So sometimes you can just hit a healer chain when you've got enough Scriveners out. And we'll see if we get it next turn. He's playing his little 2-2 guy. Oh, we finally found the blood. So I think we'll just go straight for the hunger. Oh, that brought out a healer, which brought out another healer. He's going to deal damage to me. That's going to deal damage to Zoltog. Both of those are going to pump up my hunger. And we may as well go in with the Arena Brawler if he wants to trade that. Fine. Means he's got less blockers for my hunger. So at this point, there's not much Zoltog can do. A Relentless Assault gains him 3 resources, so he must have 3 orcs in hand. He's playing Pocker, who is forced to attack, which I'm quite happy with, because that's going to gain me another 4 health. He decides not to attack the Blaze Elemental, because it would be pointless, but Pocker has to attack. Oh, there's a Kiss of the Princess. Let's just put that on the hunger of the Mountain God there to go completely out of control. Let's see if we get the final healer out at some point. Nope. Looks like we're just... Oh, we do actually get the final healer out. So all 4 healers. And there's nothing Zoltog can do about that. He doesn't run Extinction. Did he not even bother to use... Oh, that's 5 cost. Yeah, so we'll play this Paladin, which instantly kills him, since it triggers both the Scriveners. Okay, so you saw how that deck worked. Cashew Ballistics guy. So you can lose, but it's a very consistent deck usually. 8,000 gold, bunch of equips, got a Reaper bot, bunch more equips, a Nori, and a VB. Some rare equips, not bad. No amazing rewards there, but decent enough. Let's have a quick last look over the deck. And that's what is often known as the Army of Moth deck. So like I say, it's a very good budget deck for beginners, because the rarest cards are the Righteous Paladin and the Paladin of the Necropolis, and there's uncommons. This guy's a rare, but you can farm him for free in Arena, so just start up, not Arena, Campaign, I keep saying Arena, I mean Campaign. Start up an Orc champion, and once you get through to the cave-in, I think you'll get at least 1 copy of him. You do have to, if you want 4 copies, you'll have to go through as an orc 4 times. Ardent Recruiter you get by using an Ardent champion in campaign and beating the Ardent themed dungeon, which is the Usurper one. So beat the Usurper dungeon, you can get Ardent Recruiters. Ethereal Healer is one of your choose one choices at a Shroom House, or you can just find it in Adventure Zone 1 packs. And Kiss of the Princess you get by rescuing the transformed frog from the Sea Hag, so you need to revert that frog and you'll get a Kiss of the Princess. And that's it basically. You do need to find these equips, which you'll get from Adventure Zone 1 packs, but you do enough campaign and you should get these cards pretty quickly. Like I say, the rarest of the other cards are the Paladins. I don't know how much they are on the auction house. They're probably some of the priciest uncommons, just because they're so good in this arena clearing deck. Let's have a quick look. Paladin of Nagan. No, I don't want Paladin of Nagan. I want Paladin of Righteousness and of the Necropolis. Did I spell it wrong? It's Righteous Paladin, isn't it? Okay, we'll look at the other one first. Paladin of the Necropolis. Okay, so ooh, he's up to like 63 plat. Let's have a look at how much that is in gold. Really? Looks like none of them are actually in gold at the moment, so you'd have to convert your platinum to gold. So, it might be a little bit tricky to get some of these guys. But Again, there's none of them available for gold. That's a bit of an issue, but you can eventually farm up to finding them. So he's also 77-ish plat. But yeah, it's a very good deck though. So once you manage to get all the pieces, you probably only really need the Hungers of the Mountain Gods. And like I say, you can farm him for free. I suppose you could also buy him in here. How much is he going for? 31 plat. So that's from people who can't be bothered to farm him themselves. You can probably farm him yourself and sell him for 31 plat a pop. So that's a way to earn the rest of the cards in the deck. Thanks for watching this, and we'll be back next time with another arena deck. Goodbye.